Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanora Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Vedanta Sangraha of Sri Ramaraya Kavi, and we just completed the 4th chapter, and 4th and 5th chapters are concerned with the Adhyaropa Apavada. This is a methodology of teaching that everything is from Brahman and back to Brahman, and therefore what remains is only Brahman, and Brahman alone is a Satyam, and therefore Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam is a Brahma Swarupam. Everything is Adhyasa. And in the 4th chapter, this is Adhyasa Apavada. So Adhyaropa Apavada, what is that superimposed and how we negate it is the process by which the Advaita tries to zero in terms of how I can recognize myself, Aham Brahmasmi. That is the whole teaching. So here the Adhyaropa starts with, to explain Adhyaropa, he has to give the explanation for creation itself. How does the creation occurs from one becoming into many? It's called transformation. A transformationless transformation. One appears still as a one and still appearing as many. That's what the scripture says. Bahushyam prada eti tadaikshata. Because what was there before is only a pure existent consciousness, and that recognizes this, I want to become many, Bahushyam and Praja Eti. So it became into many. So one becoming into many is what is called a transformation. As a drive, it requires a dynamic force because there is a change of state. And dynamic force is called Maya. So Maya is inherent in Brahman as though, and it appears and makes things happen. That Brahman being infinite cannot undergo any modification, yet there is a creation. So this impossible that makes it possible is what is called Maya. Ya Ma Sa Maya, which is not there but appears to be there, and makes impossible possible. Agatita Gatana Patiyasi Maya. That's how Shankara defines that which makes impossible possible. Why is impossible? Because creation itself is impossible. Why? Because Brahman being infinite, it cannot undergo a modification or change of state. But there appears to be change of state, therefore there is an apparent modification, and therefore there is an apparent force also. These are apparent essentially means it is a adhyasa. It appears to be there, but not really there. But if I don't know that it is only appearance, I take it appearance as real, just as the example Advaita provides is the Rajju Sarpam, that the snake appears to be there, but it's not really there. Snake is coming from my samskara, from my previous experience of the snake, whether it's real or a pictorial or seen somewhere. That samskara is there, that is projected from, because I don't know it as a rope, therefore I project it is a snake. And the snake is not really there, but it appears to be there. The rope itself appears as a snake, not that rope on top of it, there is a snake there. So adhyasa is appearance of the same substantive, the adhishtanam, into something different from what it is. So therefore Brahman being infinite, yet I see the whole world, and the whole world is adhyasa, that is superimposed as though, just like the snake is superimposed on the rope. But if I know it is a Brahman, then I don't see the snake in the case of a snake rope. But in the case of the other kind of errors, like the crystal looking like the red color, because there is a flower, red flower is close by, the properties of the flower is superimposed on the crystal clear, the crystal, and I see crystal is red, although that crystal is only a property, but even though that I know that it is a flower that is giving the red color for the crystal, but still I can see the crystal, and that is called the errors that are involved are more transactional errors. Just as sunrise and sunset, or when we are traveling in a train, all the trees are going in the opposite direction, everybody will see it, and although trees are not going, it is the train that is moving, but still we see that as an appearance, and appearance has to be resolved, and what is the truth of the appearance has to be understood by analysis, by viveka. By crystal analysis only one can, it's not really there but appears to be there. Same way it has to be analyzed, and that's called adhyaropa. And apavada is going to be discussed now in the 5th chapter, how we can say the whole thing is rejected because creation came out, and when the creation gets dissolved, then you know that what was there, that comes and goes, is not really real. Snake came and snake went away once I know the truth. Same way, the adhyasa is negated by apavada. Apavada is the dissolution of what appears to be real. Even the dissolution is also of the same order of reality. It's called in English ontological status. So Brahman is a higher ontological status. From Brahman point there is no creation. Since I see creation and I am transacting with the creation, for me it appears to be real, but I have to use viveka, intelligence, or discriminative faculty in order to differentiate in and through what I see that it is not really that. Just as when I am looking at the full moon night, I am seeing the sun and I say moon is so bright, but the real truth is moon is not really bright. There is no luminosity in the moon. What I am seeing is only sunlight getting reflected by the moon. So the light that moon gives out is not its own light, it's only sunlight. But I cannot differentiate the sunlight falling on the moon and the reflected light. These are two lights. One is the original sunlight and the reflected light. Only I had to imagine what is using my viveka, from the reflected light, I had to cognitively see the original sunlight. Because without the moon present, without reflecting, I cannot see the original light. So I need the moon, but I am looking at the reflection, and through the reflection and the moon, I had to see the original sunlight, and that is what is called viveka. So I cannot remove the moon in order for me to see. So the apavada is in and through what I see, I have to see that which I cannot see, what is the real truth, and what I see is only apparently real or a false. And therefore, falseness of a thing can only be recognized by analysis only, not by removing the false. You cannot remove the false, because now when I say I have to remove the false, it only means that you are giving a reality to the false also. So what I have to do is, it's not really understanding, it's not a real itself is the elimination of false. So what you find out is, I can cognitively remove it even though I am still experiencing it. Just as cognitively I can see that crystal is crystal clear without any color, even though there is a flower, red flower close by and appears to be red. So cognitively I have to see in and through, while flower itself is still there, and that's what is called the apavada here. And this is the 5th chapter that we are entering now. So he discussed about the creation and the whole world, Panchabhutas, Apanchikrutam and Panchikrutam, all gross material and the subtle material. And also he mentioned that subtle Antakaranam is a subtle material, and its reflection on that is a jiva, that is just as reflection of the sun in the moon. Same way consciousness, which is light of consciousness, gets reflected by the subtle material, that is antakaranam, and that makes the subtle material a conscious entity, just as the non-luminous moon has become a luminous moon by the reflection process. And same way, the inert antakaranam, the mind equipment, becomes activated as though by the reflection process. So it is through the Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness, a jiva, an individual as though has come out, because the antakaranam, that is mind and intellect, has become a local conscious entity, even though conscious is not a property of the mind and intellect. So it appears, but when the mind and intellect thinks that I am an independent conscious entity, just as the moon can think that I am an independent luminous entity, then that moon requires an education. Same way, that antakaranam that thinks I am a conscious entity different from other conscious entities and so on, that mind requires education. And tad vijnanartham Gurum eva avagachyet. That's what the scripture says. Go to the teacher and learn that the consciousness, the existence that you are exhibiting is not your nature, is coming from the Brahman, because Brahman is of the nature of pure existence and consciousness, and being infinite, there cannot be anything other than Brahman. So anything that you consciousness, existence, you borrow from the Brahman, and everything else is only on top of it, that are only the attributive content of the jivas, so on. So with that, the 4th chapter Adhyaropa is completed. We will start with the 5th chapter, and it's called Apavadaha. So we will do first one. Darsita srushti krama viparyayena laya pratipadanam apavadaha. So now he's defining what is apavadaha. Apavada means negation of what it is there, is apavada. So darsita srushti krama viparyena layaha. So layaha, a dissolution of whatever I am seeing, darsita, that I have perceived universe that I am seeing, sushti krama viparyena. So this whole creation that I am seeing, that he described in terms of from the akasha, vayu, agni, apaha, the prithvi, oshadayaha, oshadaya, annam, annat, purusha, all this Taittiriya Upanishad discusses in terms of the process of how one became into many. That is essentially is a Srushti Kramam, and that is dissolution of that is essentially Apavada, means negation. That's not there, that's not there, that's not there. Here he gives an example slowly. Darsita Srushti Krama Viparyena Laya Pratipadanam Apavadaha. So the process of dissolution of the creation that is occurred is what is called Apavada. Is the dissolution, negation. So how do we do it? Here it says Tatahi Karyasya Gatadehe Swakarana Mrudadau Laya Darsanat. So Tatahi Karyasya Gatadehe Swakarana Mrudadau Laya Darsanat Bhuta Karyanam Bhautikanam Panchekruta Bhuteshu Layaha. So here is giving you what is laya. Laya means dissolution, or when I go to deep sleep state, that's called laya. The jiva's deep sleep state is called laya, and the Paramatma's sleep state is called pralaya. So laya is, every day we do laya. Every day we dissolve the whole creation and bring it back into our own. And that is essentially laya. So it's because of the whole creation is nothing but a product only. So tatahi, thus, karyasya, the products that are there, gatadehe swakarana mrudadav, just as, I give an example, gatadehe swakarana mrudadav, the pots and all the varieties of pots came from, in the Srishti, came from the clay. So they going back to the clay is what is called laya. Just as the pots back into the clay, same way the products, the effects go back into the karanam, the cause. So we have a cause and effect relationship. For this came from that, that came from that. So it is we're talking about material cause. Material means from where the material has become this. And this is the vivarta, that means apparently becoming. So the clay apparently becoming a pot. Here people argue, is it a transformation of parinama or vivarta? Parinama vivarta is, one is apparent transformation, and the vivarta is apparent transformation, and the parinama is the real transformation or more permanent transformation or irreversible transformation. The vivarta is reversible transformation. So what's irreversible? And these are scientific terms. And so here is pot. How does it come from clay? Pot came. Is it a reversible transformation or irreversible transformation? It's difficult to see with respect to clay. Let's take another example that scripture provides, the gold becoming into ornaments. So is it reversible or irreversible? So if I say gold became into ring and a bangle and a necklace, so is it a parinama or vivarta? There are a lot of arguments here. Says at one level it is a parinama, at other level it is vivarta. At what level it is parinama? If you start with a gold biscuit, then gold biscuit becoming into a ring is a parinama. Means it's a irreversible transformation, because the ring, the plate, one shape get destroyed in order to become the ring and a bangle and a necklace. That's what is called parinama. Destruction of the cause to become the effect. That's the one way you can look at it, as a parinama. Vivarta is, there is no destruction of the cause. Cause still remains, yet there is a product. And that if I say gold becoming into ring and a bangle, from the point of gold atomic level, AU, that still remains the same, but gold biscuit is only one form. So one form of gold becoming into another form of gold is a parinama, whereas gold becoming into the ring and a bangle is only vivarta. Vivarta means apparent transformation, or more correctly, transformationless transformation, because it is still gold, but yet appearing as many. Whereas the biscuit has transformed into something else, and that is a vivarta. Ring destroying into becoming a bangle is a parinama. Parinama means it got destroyed, so therefore there is no more ring, now we have a bangle. That's what is called a destructive transformation. The other one is only a apparent transformation, and that's what he's referring to here, is karyasya ghatadehi swakarana mutadau layaha. So dissolution of the pots and the pots and so on back into the cause. So effect going back into the cause is called laya. Darsana, in the same way, bhutakaryanam bhautikanam panchikruta bhuteshu layaha. So in the same way, you can say laya, that dissolution is the gross, the bhutas going back into the original, the subtle bhutas. It says bhutakaryanam bhautikanam panchikruta bhuteshu layaha, into going back into the subtle five elements, from gross five elements dissolving into the subtle five elements is what is called layaha. It's called a dissolution. Karana vyatirekena karyam nasti iti anuchintanameva layaha tena vivikshitam. Here is a statement here. Karana vyatirekena, without the cause, so nothing other than the cause, so different from the cause, karyam nasti, there is no effect. So the effects are nothing but cause itself in a different form. So if I know the cause, then I know all the effects. That's what is Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnanam Bhavati. That's how the whole Chandogya Upanishad starts, when the teacher, Uddalaka, the father, when Swetaketu comes home thinking that he knows everything and he wants to put him in a proper place, he says, have you learned? Knowing one, you know everything. Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnanam Bhavati. And the fellow thinks that he knows everything. He says, it's impossible. How can you know? If I know one thing, how can you know everything else? That's not possible. And my teacher didn't teach me, because if he knew, he would have taught me. So even my teacher doesn't know. That's how arrogant he was. So the father says, it's possible, provided if it is a material cause. So material cause, that's why he gives 3 examples of gold becoming into ornaments, mud becoming into pots, or the iron becoming into tools. So 3 examples are provided. Then the Swetaketu understood, so what he know, that he has not learned that one. So he becomes, please teach me that. And that's how the Chandogya Upanishad starts, where knowing the cause, you know all the effects. So effects are nothing but cause itself in a different form. So that is Karyam and Karanam. Karyam is product and Karanam is the cause. So Karana Vyatirekena Karyam na asti iti anuchintanameva layaha. So here is very careful here. Ramaraya Kavi says, what you have to do is anuchintanam, contemplation on this. Not that you are going to make into dissolve something, but contemplate that the effects are nothing but the cause itself in a different form, provided it is a vivarta transformation. It is transformationless transformation. Provided, but you cannot say the curds are different from the milk, because there it is a destructive transformation. That is, the transformation of milk into curds is irreversible. Whereas in the case of a ring, the gold biscuit into a ring and a bangle and a necklace is a transformationless transformation, whereas the water becoming into ice becoming into steam, and they are called the reversible transformations. So scripture comes up with the beautiful statement that is called Vacharambanam Vikaro Namadeyam. It's only Namke Vaste creation, or namesake creation. That means there is no real creation, and therefore there is no real transformation. It's Namke Vaste transformation. That is only apparently transformed. So what should I do? He said, I had to see. So what he says is essentially Karana Vyatirekena Karyam Nastiti Anuchintanameva Layaha. I have to contemplate that without the cause there are no effects. So effects are nothing but cause itself in different form. So every religion says that who is God? How do you define God? God is nothing but He is the one who is a creator of the whole universe. So universe is created. He is the Karanam, and the word is, the universe is Karyam. So without the Karanam itself became a Karyam. That is what the Vedanta talks about. Whereas the other religions stop, He created the whole universe. God is called, He is the creator. How did He create? They don't say. It says, because where was the material for creation? So material also himself, and therefore he is not only the Nimitta Karanam, he is Upadana Karanam also. So therefore a meditation here is suggested here to see the Karyam, through the Karyam, the cause. Karana Vyatirekena, without having the cause, there cannot be any effect. So the Karana Vyatirekena Karyam Nasti, there is no effects at all. So this is a looking from the effects, which is it is cause itself in appearing as many. That becomes a liar. So to see, when I am looking at the world, this becomes a meditation now, because this word anuchintana, anuchintanam is you have to contemplate. So this is an instruction also for those who want to see. So what exactly is the realization? Realization is everything that you see is karyam. Karyanumeya sudhiyaiva maya ya jagat sarvam idam prasuyate. So when I'm looking at the whole creation, this is a wonderful creation, and this creation is a karyam product, and there has to be karanam, and it is nothing but karanam only appearing as many. It becomes a vibhuti now. Lord himself appearing is many. So everything that I see, I transact with, is nothing but the Lord himself in varieties of names and forms. So why cannot I see God? This is only, he is appearing as the effects. Through the effects I have to see the cause. I don't see the cause, but I see the effects. But it says without the cause there cannot be effect, and it's the cause itself appearing as a many. Therefore I have to have a jnana chakshu, wisdom eye. Therefore anuchintanam, a meditation using the mind, contemplate that everything is nothing but that Brahman only appearing as many. So how do I see Brahman? Everywhere is Brahman only. But I need to have a meditative mind to see. For that only you need a preparation of the mind. So a mind cannot see it, because mind is only paying attention to the objects. Just as a scientist may say that what you are seeing is only reflected light only. Because when I see an object, I am not seeing an object. Light is falling on the object, reflected by the object, and I am seeing an image of the object there, and that's what I am seeing. Therefore, using the image, I have to see the original light, and the original light is just to be reflected. So all that process has to come, and comes from the Shastram. Shastram tells you it is only reflected light that you are seeing. So, okay, is there a real chair or not? Only I am seeing image. So whether it's a real or chair or not, when I transact, go and sit there, then not only what I see is there, but I am able to transact with that. A product is there. Therefore, we think the chair is real. But even that reality is not really true. What is real is only pure existent consciousness, that alone is the real, and that where Vedanta becomes a pramana. So here the important here is karna vyatirekena karyam nasti iti anuchintanameva laya tvena vivichitam. So that exactly has to be contemplated on and using Vedanta as a pramana, because I can negate the images and all that, but when I am transacting in the world and suffering because of the lack of this one or lack of that one, and things that I don't like is coming, and all those, the ups and downs in life, its mind cannot withdraw and look at the original, the cause for all that discussed in the previous chapter, where how the creation came, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, and so on, and those gave a description. So here all the bhautika, all the elements that I see, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, the gross elements going back laya into that. But actually what when we go to deep sleep state, is exactly what happens. The whole thing is transferred into what? Into my mind only. Everything goes back into subtle state and again projected in the gross state. So all the so-called the whole world disappears, including the time and the space and everything else, but I am there, which means that's why it's called laya. A dissolution, it's a temporary dissolution. Not the whole world is destroyed, it's drawn into subtle. Same thing happens in the total universe goes to sleep, when the Lord goes to sleep, Brahmaji goes to sleep, then it's called pralaya. So all jivas go into subtle state, and again when he gets up, the whole world starts creating, and whole creation starts again, and that's what his Brahmaji does every day. Dissolution, and then that's called pralayam, and going back. So here the karyasya ghata, the karana vatirekena, without having a difference between the karana vatirekena, without the cause, there is no product at all. Karyam nasti iti anuchintanameva laya. And he gives more analysis. Myudhyatirekena ghatasya eva. Without the mud, there cannot be any pot. So pot is nothing but mud only in a different form. Tantu vyatirekena patasya eva. Without the thread, there is no cloth. So it came from the cloth came from the tantu thread. So it came from the thread, sustained by the thread, and if you start pulling out every thread, there is no more cloth there. So the cloth is nothing but thread only in a different form. And this transformation, cognitively seeing without destroying the product, is what is called involved anuchintanam. Contemplation, meditation of seeing the cause that you cannot see from the effects, because there cannot be effects without a cause. That is what essentially implied in and that this is a very important chapter that we have to discuss again, and this is what the apavada involved. We'll stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.